Post-colonial criticism is concerned with literature produced by colonial powers, as well as works produced by those who are colonized.
These works observe the influence of imperial expansion. In the Victoria Age, England was still colonizing and was ultimately attempting to create an empire. Out of this rose questions of identity, independence, and liberty.
Issues of power, economics, politics, religion, and culture arose in the literature of those that were colonized. How would these elements relate to colonial hegemony?
What is hegemony? You know I don't like when you use big words.
Hegemony refers to the Western colonizers controlling the colonized.
Oh. Well, it seems like as England began to colonize new lands, there was much exploitation of land and wages. Silly England. Western cultures seem to become the dominant forms of knowledge-making.
I heard about this guy named Ed Woodstead. He's pretty important, right?
Oh, yeah, Edward. Good guy. He wrote 2 books called Orientalism and Culture and Imperialism. He critiqued Western construction. His ideas inspired Kamal Braithwaite to write post-colonial poetry and Gayatri Spivak to deconstruct post-colonial criticism.
What fun! Dominic LeCapra was also a chill guy. He wrote The Bounds of Race, Perspective on Hegemony and Resistance that observed how issues of race and language intersect.
Glad we could have this little chat about post-colonial criticism, Drac. Howdy. Remember the time when you tried to drink Mina's blood?
Those were some good times, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, remember the time when we talked about post-colonial criticism?
Loved it.
Did you realize that you tried to colonize England in a sense?
How did you figure my plan, you handsome devil?
I'm American. So how did you carry out your empire plans then, Drac?
Well, my first step to colonization was to travel over to England on that Russian ship, the Demeter. After I landed in England, I knew that I had to start converting people to my vampire ways. So, there was this one woman named Lucy, right? Well, there were 3 men after her already, so I decided she would be a good victim for my first vampire conversion in England. My empire had to continue growing, so I figured if I infiltrated England, I could convert more people to become part of my expanding race of vampires.
But we didn't let you. We kicked you out of England like it was our job. We drove you back to your homeland in Transylvania and you could not colonize as you wished. We knew we had to kill you so that you wouldn't come back to colonize the colonizer. Looks like your army of vampires didn't work out so well for you after all. America.
England was a powerful force, always colonizing, and I wanted to colonize the colonizer. I easily became in control of the women. Their personalities changed completely. They began as kind, gentle souls, and became more powerful as they became part of my empire. Lucy was the perfect Victorian woman, but then she was able to rebel against the English society. England had control over all of you, even if you did not realize it.
So you were saying that Lucy was first colonized by England because she was under their influence by feeling the need to be the perfect Victorian woman? Then when you colonized her, you set her free of English oppression and put her under yours?
Exactly, my dear Quincy.
But then we drove you out of England and your colonization of the colonizer plan was ruined. But after you left, your traces were still upon us. Mina seemed to change for the better while you controlled her, and she remained an empowered woman once you left. Your colonization, although no longer existing, influenced each person's identity.
That's what colonizing does. It changes the identity of those it colonizes. I will get you all someday.
Well, that's just silly, Drac. You will never win. This is me stabbing you. Bam. Yes. In your face.